Man, young Pharaoh out here bad. What is young Pharaoh wearing out here, bro? I'm getting straight into the business. We getting straight to the point. I'm gonna let everybody come on in for the live stream. But it's not a good one. It's not a good one at all. It's not a good one at all. How everybody doing, man? Uh, you know, getting straight into the business, because at the end of the day, this is just another disgrace. This is just another stain on the jacket of black men. This is just another stain on the jacket of black men. Hold up, there's no explanation besides yeah. All right, I'm gonna let everybody get on in here though. I'm gonna let everybody get in. I'm gonna let everybody miss y'all too, man. Y'all gonna start seeing me do some more live streams, man. Do some more videos, more content. But hey, man, I'm about to pivot though, bro. I'm about to pivot, bro. I'm about to pivot. I'm not really about talking about these. I'm not about to really be talking about these. I don't even know what to call these individuals. I don't even know what to call them no more. I don't even know what to call. We're not about to be talking about these cheaters no more. We ain't gonna be talking about these cheaters no more, bro. It's disheartening. It's sad, but we're gonna get into it though. We really gonna get into it and find out, like, first and foremost, y'all make sure y'all comment, follow, share, save, like, subscribe, get notified. This right here shows you that number one, he been in on it, bro. He been in on it. This is why back in the day, he had hinted, if you see me doing something weird, that mean they got to me. See, it's all a WW. It's all a script, bro. It's all a script. They following the script. What is the script? First of all, we know what the script is, but what is the movie? The name of this movie is Destroy the Image of the Black Man. Okay? Destroy the image of the black man at all costs, especially black men who got long hair. Especially those. Why? Because they are the image of Christ, my nigga. Do you understand that, black men, you are so hated far and wide that there is an elaborate plot worldwide? This ain't just the United States. This ain't just on the western side of the world. This is worldwide. A worldwide plan, plot, and strategized execution to make sure that the most desired male of all time, the most desired man in history, the most feared, the most loved, the most hated, the most revered, the most talked about, the most everything. All praise be to the great grand holy mother, but we got to remember that the black man is God. And the devil's number one job is to lie on the black man, steal from the black man, kill the black man, cheat the black man, destroy the black man. 5 pillar objectives. There are 5 pillar objectives. This is just another stab, another twist of the knife in the wound to bring down or to make the black man look less than. Even all of these antics that they've done to make us look less than, we are still the most desired. We put us in a dress, you put us in a dress, the women say, oh, he look good in a dress. You put us in some nails, the women say, oh, he fine in some nails. It don't matter what we do. It don't matter what we do or what they try to do to bring us down. We always have been and always will be the most desired man on the face of the planet. And this, my friend, brings in new levels and new devils with every level. Young Pharaoh, You ain't surprised me. Chakra Doctor been told y'all, young Pharaoh and the rest of the gang. Hold on, what these little charlatans at? Hold on, man, because hold on, let me find the charlatan list. Y'all remember? Y'all remember when I was talking about these? Y'all remember when I put these guys on blast? And that was August 12th, 2025. Me doing a recap. That was me doing a recap. But I've been exposed these guys, and these were just the main 10 I was exposing. There are way more. Don't even talk about, man, listen, don't even bring me to start bringing up the old stuff. We're going to talk about this new stuff. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not an agenda? You trying to tell me that it's not an agenda? You trying to tell me that the most promising of the potential black conscious internet influencers fell from grace in such a disgraceful fashion that even his core fan base, you go to his YouTube. If you go to his YouTube, he has this on his YouTube. He posted it on his YouTube. He's doing a ritual, y'all. This is a ritual. It's a ritual. Okay, you see, he said right there, got my nails done yesterday, cheetah print. Spirit Rella. Okay? And he called himself Lil Fee. Lil Fee. That's what it is. That Lil Fee the Holy Ghost. That's his new nickname. Young Pharaoh, aka Lil Fee the Holy Ghost. Okay? Now it ain't to keep no name relevant. That's on the surface. That's bullcrap. His name been irrelevant. His name been irrelevant. You go on TikTok, the boy got 2,000-3,000 followers on TikTok. The boy can't get 10K followers to save his life. His name been irrelevant. It's not to keep his name relevant. It's to keep images of the black. Listen, these 5 things they're gonna always constantly keep showing you about black men. They're gonna constantly keep showing you gay black men. They're gonna constantly keep showing you unruly, thuggish, ruggish, bone black men. They're gonna constantly keep showing you deadbeat dad black men. Right? They're gonna constantly keep showing you women degrading, womanizer, misogynistic, against the women black men. And they're gonna always keep showing you bum black men. Okay? These are the 5 negative archetypes of black men that they will always keep showing you again and again and again. Oh, they definitely gonna keep showing you dying black men. No matter what the black man dying from, whether he dying in the movie, whether he dying on the news, whether he dying from Nolan Wells or whether he getting hung from a tree, no matter what, they're going to always show you a negative image of the black man, because the black man, if they don't do that, the black man wins. He wins by default. He wins by default of just being him. He wins by default of just being him. If you take and stop harassing, stop putting your foot on the black man's neck, if you take and stop pitting the black man against the other black man, if you take and you just let the black man breathe and you let the black man get his chance, guess what's going to happen? The world going to change, because the black man is God. The black woman is goddess. But the black man is God, and the God is going to follow the God, because the God is the leader. The God is the light, the way, the truth. No one comes unto the universal motherboard except through he. See? But who is the universal motherboard? We already, keyword mother, board. We know that in the movie Lucy, when Lucy's DNA awoke and she had all those powers, and she had all that power, all that chaos, all that, who did she have to go to? She had to go holler at the Freeman. The Morgan Freeman, the black man. When go look at all of the movies. When Neo woke up to his powers as the one, who had to guide him into his oneness? Morpheus, the black man. When Bruce Almighty wanted to know what it was like to be like God. And he finally met God. Who was God? The black man. On the TV show Lucifer. Lucifer's dear old dad. When Lucifer's dear old dad came down to squash the beef between him and Michael, who was his father? The black man. Hmm? Must I go on? Shall I go further? If the devil's number one job is a war against God, then it has to be an automatic war against the black man, because the black man is God. Understand that the black man is God. Once you understand that the black man is God, once you understand that there ain't no better prototype. There ain't no better prototype of male. Ain't no better prototype of male. Then you'll understand why there's a war against him and his family. They gotta keep him out of the household. They gotta keep him out of the schools. They gotta keep him out of politics. They gotta keep him out of media, education, business, the military, the medicine. And the only way they letting him in is if he doing stuff like this right here. If that's the only way they let you in. That's the only way they let you in. Is if you got on the nails with the leopard print. Huh? We know one thing for certain and two things for sure. Pharaoh, you done sucked you some cock, boy. Huh? He done got it in the backside, and he has the nerve, the gall. Look. Look how they look. I'm telling you, this is the black man. Look, you ready? Look at the picture. He has the nerve. He has the gall. Look at his eye. Look at his eye, y'all. He has the nerve. He has the gall to be wearing the eye of Heru, the eye of Ra, the eye of the God. Huh? He has the nerve. I told you, ever since he got that tattoo on his eye, it was over with. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. These guys are wise. These guys are wise, bro. And understand that they're splinter cells. They are agents. They are splinter cells. They are agents. Understand that this was the plan from the beginning. Drum roll. Anything to make sure that the black man looks less than, because the black man is God. And last time I checked, the devil has a war with God. The devil has a war with God. And long as you don't understand that, you will always be deceived by the devil's plan. You will always think, oh, that's just the way black men are. Why are we going to be the black man? Because the black man is God. And understand that. Understand the black woman is goddess. The black woman is source. The black woman is the womb of God. The black woman is the source of God. But understand, key word, source of God, mother of God. Okay? Understand that once you get into the knowledge, once you get into the wisdom, once you get into the understanding, once you get into the chakra, once you get into the higher level and you start seeing and lifting the veil, once you begin the apocalypse now, once you begin the Armageddon in your life, once you begin to wake up, black man, they will S-ban you. They will come for you. They will do a lot. They will do all in their power that they can do to ruin you. And you, as God, must show them why you are you. Understand that. See, because they try to make y'all think, oh, they got to him. No, bro, they never got to him. He was groomed to be this part. He was groomed to be this part. Understand, it is all an act. It is all a script to make you think that the big bad white devil government, CIA, FBI, COINTELPRO, and all these things, they seek and they destroy and they find black men who are woke, and locked him up in prison for nothing. So y'all think Rashad Jamal in prison because he was a woke nigga. No, it's Rashad Jamal in prison because he's a pedophile. Malachi Z. York is in prison because he's a pedophile. Brother Polite is a pedophile. Notice how all of them got some type of sexual allegations on them. Why? Because what they do, they study you at the low level. Oh, let's see if we can send a broad at him. Oh, let's see if we can buy him off. Oh, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can do this. And once they know what you like, don't like, they orchestrate an environment for you to rise so that you can fall. That's one way. And then the other way is straight sleeper cell agents. People be in the community for 5, 10, 20 plus years. You thinking they for the community. You thinking they this, you thinking they that. I call it the old rope-a-dope. They rope you in with the truth, and then they dope you up with the lie. Rope-a-dope. They rope you in with the truth. Oh, he came out spitting. He came out 100 miles and running. He was Kentucky Derby ready. He came out gunning. Didn't he? And everybody was like, yay, yay, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Everybody was, yeah, Pharaoh. Ah, yeah, Nature Boy. Yeah, yay, General Seti. Yeah, Sonetta. Oh, yeah, we in on it. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, Dr. Umar. Yeah, we with it, baby. They kept on coming. They kept on coming. They kept on coming with potential leader after 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 potential leader. And then each of those potential leaders started one by one falling to the wayside, falling to the wayside, falling to the wayside. And you're like, what's going on? What's wrong? It's a script. It's rehearsed. Y'all don't think the CIA, the FBI, the government will go that far to fool you because you don't even think you that important. See, this is why I got to see. After this live right here, you ain't got to worry about me talking about. After this live right here, you ain't got to worry about me talking about this type of stuff no more, really. I only talk about it every now and then. But I'm going to get to the basics because you guys are blind. And the fact that you think that young Pharaoh was ever genuine, the fact that you think that young Pharaoh was ever genuine, that he wasn't a sleeper cell agent from the jump, shows that you still are asleep and you on the rope-a-dope. You on that rope-a-dope. You're on that rope-a-dope. They reel you in with the truth and they dope you up with the lie. They reel you in with the truth, dope you up with the lie, start doing all these kind of suspect behaviors, and here you is, hoping and praying and wishing that he changed back to the old Pharaoh. He will never change back to the old Pharaoh. Why would he do that? He can't never change back to the old Pharaoh. Once, man, that's equivalent of wearing a dress. That's the equivalent of wearing a dress. He's been doing suspect behavior for the last 60 months, for the last 5 years, 6 years. For the last 5, 6 years, he has been displaying suspect behavior that is not befitting of a leader, behavior that is not befitting of a man, behavior that is not befitting of a God. And then listen, and got the nerve to talk about he channeling Bastet, his cat spirit. Huh? It's like, F the messenger, did you get the message? No. See, that's what, and that's the rope-a-dope. F the messenger. No, man. Everything got to be on all cylinders go. The messenger has to be on point, and his message has to be on point with him. It can't be, oh, the messenger effed up, but the message is true. Nah. It's called walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. You got to talk it like you walk it, and you walk it like you talk it. You got to be it like you believe it, and you got to be the embodiment of what you preaching and what you teaching and what you speaking and what you moving on, bro. Ain't no, just don't worry about the messenger. Nigga, that's like saying, I'm about to, you're with the program. You built let's say you built a nonprofit charity organization, and that nonprofit charity organization protects children from pedophiles, right? And then we go look at your donor list, and your donor list is nothing but known or suspected P3DO files, bro. We're not supposed to trust your charity organization after that. After that, your charity organization is suspect. Understand that these guys are plants planted in the garden of the conscious community. What kind of plants? Weeds. What kind of plants? Huh? Weeds. Planted in the garden of the conscious community to choke out and subdue the real potential leaders. This is why people like me and Dwayne McClain and so on and so forth, this is why you see them give us the S-band, but you constantly see them in the news. Look, I already knew he was about to do some type of YAG stuff when I seen him in the when I seen young Pharaoh in the video with 607 Onk. I said he about to do some suspect stuff. This is the ritual. This is the ritual. Why? Because 607 Onk is their one of their main wizards. Y'all don't even know that though. You have to be a part of the humiliation community. Tell him, Mason. You have to be a part of the humiliation community. Why do you have to be a part of the human? Can anybody tell me why the humiliation ritual is important to these people? I can't call them people because they're not for the people and they're not people. They're not to these individuals. Do you understand why the humiliation ritual is so important to these individuals? Because they worship, hold up, because you already know, because they worship the black cube. Go get it. It's on all platforms. I had it on Amazon, but it's on all platforms. No matter what platform you got it, no matter what platform. You said it, Mason. I didn't say that. You know, if I said they're gonna S-band me, but if you said it's cool. You see what I'm saying? But why? Because the story of the black cube is the story of the ancient Egyptian god Set. And what happened to Set when he killed his brother? The same thing they told you, the story of what happened to Set when he killed his brother in the story of Cain and Abel. Remember, this is why it don't even pay for me to even converse with a hardcore Christian, because they don't even realize that their religion is a stolen and plagiarized religion. They don't even realize that every single story in that book is a story that has been stolen and plagiarized from ancient black goddesses and gods, specifically in Egypt and Atlantis. They don't even know that the story of Cain and Abel is a stolen and borrowed story. They think Cain and Abel were real individuals that actually existed. They think Moses actually existed. They think Jesus actually existed. They think that Jonah really got swallowed up by a whale. They think that Job, that God commanded Satan to kill all of Job's family and friends and gave it back all to him 100-fold. They actually think that David and Goliath is a real story. They think that Adam and Eve is a real story. They think, can't talk to the Muslims either. Why? They think that they think that the angel Gabriel is a real story, is a real angel, and not a borrowed, plagiarized story from an even more ancient and greater tale, or an ancient and greater story, not a tale. They think that Set isn't Yahweh, Set isn't Jehovah, Set isn't all of these different names. That's what they think. So it pays. They so stuck into the labyrinth. They don't, and the rest who not stuck into the labyrinth, they in on this, they in on the stuff. Remember, I told y'all the ratio of the world. 85% is what, y'all? NPC, which means they're most likely controlled by the computer program called the Matrix. How was Set humiliated, if you don't mind me asking? All right, when Set unalived his brother Asar, y'all know him as the Greeks called him Osiris, but that's what the Greeks called him, right? And this is why one of your eyes is called an iris, right? Due to that, right? So when Set unalived his brother, he attempted to take over the pantheon. His attempt to take over the pantheon almost succeeded. And when it didn't succeed and it didn't get caught, and it didn't grow into what it was supposed to grow into because of Ra's grandson, which is Osiris's son, which is who? Set's cousin. Remember that. Remember, Set had 3 siblings. Set had 3 siblings. Asar, which is Osiris. Aset, which is Isis, right? Nephthys, whose names remain the same, and him. The 4, that was those 4, right? But remember, Isis and Osiris had a son, not his cousin, his nephew. So Isis and Osiris had a son named Horus or Heru. When Set unalived Heru's daddy, Heru got that revenge, got that get back. And when he got that get back, Set got humiliated. How did he get humiliated? He was stripped of his god powers. And what was his god powers? Melanin. Set was stripped of his melanin. And what happened? And the story goes, and Ra burned him. The son, his grandfather who used to sustain him and give him light life, now was a burn and a plague upon his skin. And it embarrassed him in front of all of the land. And he had to go into hiding into the cave, henceforth the term caveman. He had to go into hiding into the cave. He only could come out outside when it was dark outside. Henceforth, Alat, stolen from the name, the goddess Alat, the moon god. He only could come outside during the nightfall because the sun burned his skin. And this was humiliating amongst all of the gods. The whole pantheon, all of the Neteru laughed at him, for he was the accursed one. He was the one who introduced unaliving into the world by unaliving his brother. So before the Cain and Abel fiction came about with the brother unaliving the brother, where that original story comes from Kemet, which is really, and Kemet is really the second headquarters of Atlantis. If we want to talk some sports, if we want to talk some real sports, bro, okay? But so that humiliation also remember, he was locked up and bound. Not only was he stripped of his melanin, but he was chained. This is why they make him wear chains. Okay? This is why, in order to serve him, you got to wear your chain, the good old ball and chain. Okay? All right? And he vowed to all of the heavens that he shall lie in the way of Ra to deter Ra's children from him. He shall attack them from the left, the right, all of this up, down, and all of the sides. That sound familiar? Sound like the story of Iblis, huh? In Islam. Why? Because it's all stolen and borrowed stories. So when you're talking about young Pharaoh, why you think his name is Pharaoh? Because you're talking about an ancient culture that has been plagiarized upon plagiarism. Christianity is a plagiarism of Atlantis and Kemet. Islam is a plagiarism of Atlantis and Kemet. Judaism is a plagiarism of Atlantis and Kemet. Buddhism, Hinduism, you name the ism, schism, wisdom, and dism, it is a plagiarism of Atlantis and Kemet. And where is Atlantis, y'all? Last time I checked, Atlantis is on the west side of the world, the left hemisphere. Okay? And it is a reason. What did young What did young Pharaoh wear? Oh, let me get you caught up. Let me get you caught up. That's what he wore. Him painting him nails. Him painting him nails, girl. You painting him nails, girl. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody plays a fool. You can't fool us, man. With our eyes open, man. We done already. Listen, that's what he did. That's what he did. Y'all won't know what he did. That's what he did. And y'all talking about he sold his soul. No. His mama and his daddy groomed him in it. Talking about he was locked up. And then notice how all of them got this prison story. But ain't none of them been to prison. Ain't none of them did no real time in no real jails and no real penitentiaries. You look them niggas' name up in the DOC, Department of Corrections logs, and you can't find these dudes, bro. These dudes ain't never really did no real time in no real jails. So what they do is they take the ancient old time religion of Atlantis and Kemet, plagiarize it, and then they take the god and the goddess of these religions and they make sure that they look horrible at all costs, because the number one thing that the devil loves to do is to make God look bad. And Iblis said in the Quran, I will lay on your straight way. That is a borrowed and stolen story. Remember, he said he's going to lay on the straight way so that he can what? Deter the believer. What is the straight way? The straight way, remember, that's why they point up. The straight way. The straight way mean I'm not with the fingernail polish. The straight way mean you ain't going to see me with the fingernails on. You ain't going to see me with the lipstick on. You ain't going to see me with the merce or the purse. You ain't going to hear the story about the girl, the girl poking her finger in my backside. See, see? Nah. He was born. He didn't sell his soul. He couldn't sell his soul. His parents sold his soul. Understand, when you at the young Pharaoh levels, when you're at the, remember, he's an agent, he's a sleeper cell, he's a plant. He is a plant. So understand, when you're talking about the young Pharaohs of the world, all of these guys, you are talking about Freemason, Illuminati, brotherhood, sisterhood plants, bruh. Charleston White is a plant. Young Pharaoh is a plant. These guys are all planted in the community, weeds planted in the garden so that they can grow within our community, so that we can think of them as a part of our community, so that they can strategically fall and make our community look bad, so that people don't take our community seriously. It's things like this is why the world don't respect black people. This is the same dude that was talking down on Bobby Hemmett. Man, listen, Bobby Hemmett, plant. I don't care if he's told a good truth. He was a plant. Why? This is how you know the number one true calling of a plant. A plant will talk good, but the walk is bad. I'll repeat it again. A plant gonna talk good, but he ain't gonna walk good. I'm gonna show you the plants. I'm gonna show you. Y'all remember when I exposed these plants? Let me. All right. Now ask yourself right now, of all of these black leaders, supposed black leaders on this collage, which one of them has done something that we can physically say the black community has benefited from? They healed us. Did they build us a bank? Did they wake us up to our higher selves and now we getting independent money and we're unplugged from the matrix? No. They made some good videos. They made some good audios. They had some good speeches, good lectures. They got your ties and offering, man. When the last time Doc came on? Man, bro. Hold on. Let me see what they're saying. Hold up. There's no way 25 years they facing each other in the road. It's all scripted. It's all scripted with the word. See, but I'm trying to show you. I'm gonna show you the perfect example that shows you that it's all scripted. You seen the episode of The Simpsons with Donald Trump riding on the elevator? How 20-something years later, Donald Trump riding on the elevator? In 1987, Donald Trump was talking about invading Iran. Now, 30 years later, he's invading and trying to invade Iran. Understand that the Brotherhood playbook doesn't go year by year. It goes quarter century by quarter century. They plan ahead for every 25 to 50 years. You still trying to figure out how you're going to get out of debt. They are thinking, what are we going to do for these next 25 years? What are we going to do for these next 50 years? And what are we going to do for this next century for our children to inherit the cause? Okay? So understand that these people think in terms of half a centuries and quarter centuries. And once you know that, once you understand that, you will understand how the game works, because you can't even remember what happened 25 years ago. Think about it. Everybody in here, you can't. Let's go back to 2020. Let's go back to 2000 right now. Tell me what happened on September 8th, 2000. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers. Not even I. But we can go and do our Google search. We can go look. I just brought that date up. I want to see what really happened on that date now. I want to see what really happened on that date now since I brought it up. What happened on September 8th, year 2000? On September 8th, years to 2000. Wow. See? It's just the intuition of the goddess within me. And we're about to get into that too. On September 8th, 2000, the historic UN Millennium Summit concluded in New York City after gathering world leaders to set global development goals. I told you. You don't believe me? I told you. I've been telling you. Where am I told you, man, at, man, just so I can remind y'all. That Doc been on this. Where am I told you, man, at? Where my I told you, man, is gone? Oh, dang. My I told you, man, probably gone. But I did tell you. Shoot, I did tell you. I told you, bro. I told you. And speaking of telling you, go get you some superfood oil and tea, bro. Get you some superfood oil. Get you some superfood tea, bro. I'm about to drink me some of my. I've been telling you that these foods are drugs masquerading as food. It's not real food you eat. There's not real food you eating. And guess where he was at? Well, speaking of food, notice how when Pharaoh came out with his stuff, what he said? Chipotle. He got his fingernails eating that Chipotle. See, this is all advertisement. They're paid advertisers, bro. Plants. They're paid advertisers. They're plants, bro. Once you understand that part, it will be easy to understand the playbook. But you think that the Pharaoh that was introduced to the public was a real, genuine young Pharaoh. But as you've seen, slowly but surely, that genuine young Pharaoh started to deteriorate in behavior. We should have left him alone when he went against the black woman, talking about the black woman is God, and then all of a sudden he started going against the black woman. Y'all should have left him alone then. You should have knew something was out of alignment with him when he was getting into it on camera and degrading his black women called baby mothers. Think about this. This guy is a father. This guy has kids. This boy got kids, man. What his kids gonna say? Huh? What is his kids gonna say, bro? What you gonna tell your kids when they say, Daddy, why you wearing fingernails like a woman? Daddy. You don't understand? Anything to get the black man to look bad because the black man is God, bro. You feel me? I wouldn't even call it weird, man. Just call it what it is. The nigga gay, man. Y'all scared to say the G word. He gay. He gay. That's what it is. He's weak and gay. That's all he is. You scared to say the G word? It's in the dictionary. Webster can say it, but you can't say it? Huh? I wouldn't even disrespect fruit like that. I wouldn't even disrespect fruit like that. Nigga, fruit is good for you. Fruit gonna help you live. Fruit gonna sustain your life. Fruit help you get rid of ailments and disease. Huh? This is how you know that male homosexuality is of the devil. Male homosexuality is of the devil. And I don't care what the algorithm got to feel about how. Man, let me calm down, bro. Let me calm down, bro. Male homosexuality is of the devil. And I don't give a fuck about how the algorithm feels about how I express the truth of my yacht. All praises be to the great grand holy mother of all divine. All praises be to the goddess. All praises be to Mother Nature. He gay. Any man wearing female fingernails, leopard print, wearing dresses, skirts, you already know they done got popped up the fop box. The fop box has been tampered with already. You ain't. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. But they got us censored and scared to speak the truth. But in the name of the great grand holy mother, F them. I'm going to speak the truth. And whatever happened behind that, just know I stood on my business as a man. Come on, man, for the Lord. I've been shadow banned for the last 11 years. What's another 11? What's another 11? Screw them. Speak the truth. Always censoring yourself for what the cracker on the algorithm gonna think. For what the spick and the wetback gonna think. For what all these people gonna think. Nah. Speak the goddamn never truth, bro. And the truth is this. Number one, they're all plants. CIA, FBI, NSA, KGB, you name the secret organization, the alphabet. They plants. That's number one. Number two, it's all smoke and mirrors, WWE scripted. Made to look like it's genuine, made to look like it's authentic, but it is really a big, nasty 25, 30 year, 40 year script. They already know who's going to win the championship in 2030. They already know who's going to win the championship in 2040. They already know what's about to happen they already know what's about to happen by 2046. You don't know. You don't know. They already know, though. Press the like button, press the share button, press the subscribe button, comment, follow, share, save, like, subscribe, get notified. It don't cost nothing to press a button with your hating ass. Yeah. But Doc been talking about this, bro. Me and Dwayne McClain TV been talking about this, bro. We not about to act like there's nothing new. We ain't about to act like young Pharaoh ain't been gay. Like the cream, like the white cream that knocked Zima. We not about to act like that. We not about to act like young Pharaoh ain't been with them rainbow booty boys. Huh? Now y'all won't act like, oh, he wants some nails or he going, nah. What about all other stuff he did before the nails? The nails was just the icing on the cake with the strawberry on top. Stop acting like he ain't been a banana split. He been a banana split. Ice cream sundae. He been one. Now y'all won't act all surprised. Nah, Pharaoh he been a hoe. He been one. Flaming hot Cheeto. Flaming hot Takis. Yeah, flaming hot Takis. He been one. acting like this some brand new stuff. No, 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 no. This is just his next level of initiation. This is just his next level of initiation. I told you when I seen him on a live stream with 607 Onk the Punk, I knew it then. I knew it then. These guys are all here to distract us. Distract us from what? Distract us from our sacred feminine energy. See, this is the thing. These dudes always, the name of the game as men, y'all don't know it, but the name of the game is men, we must tap. In order to become a full god, we must activate the power of the goddess, aka the yin energy. We males, we men, we are naturally yang energy. Yang rhymes with gang. This is why we like, what's up, gang? What's up, gang? That's really us saying yang. That's really us, the yang energy, expressing ourselves through the form of a gang and the ang. All right? That's why the angel, that is what? That's the yang energy. But as yang, in order for us to be a complete full circle, we must activate our Kundalini yin energy, and the yin is within. The yin is within. The yin is your chakra, the yin, right? But none of these niggas can activate their yin without being gay. Nobody said you had to wear a dress to activate your yin energy. Nobody said you had to wear fingernail polish and fingernails to activate the yin energy. Nobody said you had to get popped up your backside in your fop box. These dudes is getting their fop box rocked left and right. Left cheek, right cheek, spread open, fop box rock. And then they come out and they brag about it. They come out and they say, I don't care. Y'all still gonna watch me anyway. I don't care. How do you activate the yin? You activate the yin by activating your chakra. Remember, it says, I am the way. Remember, Christ is your inner soul spirit man. All right. So if Christ is your inner soul spirit man, now I'll speak as Christ. I am who is I am. You, the self, the embodiment. I am the way. What is the way? The way is the yin. How do you get to the yin? Through what? The truth and the light. You have to activate your chakra. When you activate your chakra, your Kundalini snake energy literally travels up your spinal cord. Your whole body becomes lit like goosebumps, on fire. And guess what? And you start receiving downloads from the motherboard, aka who? The great grand holy goddess. And you start receiving downloads from the goddess. And when you start receiving downloads from the goddess, the veil lifts and you can see the truth for what it is. And the Bible says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Free from who? Set you free. See? Ooh. Huh? So understand, to activate the yin energy, you got to activate your chakra, because the chakra gives you pathway to the Kundalini, and the Kundalini is the yin. The Kundalini is the yin to your yang. But you niggas is so macho. I don't believe in that chakra stuff. I don't believe in that Kundalini stuff. I don't believe in that zodiac stuff. I don't believe in that magic stuff. I don't believe in that spiritual stuff. That's all smoke and mirrors. No! That's why they got you distracted with sports, politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, the black market, the stock market. They got you distracted with the Netflix, distracted with the Amazon Prime, distracted with all of the TV shows, distracted with your 9 to 5, distracted with your baby mama drama, distracted with your court battles and your court cases, distracted with your mental ailments and your physical ailments and your emotional ailments and all of the different diseases. They got you distracted. How long should we meditate a day? How long should you meditate a day? You should meditate as long as humanly possible. But I know everybody got shit to do. When you make it to 3 hours, then you're doing something. If you can meditate for 3 hours, if you can sit there and activate your chakras, quiet your mind, Because when you activate your chakras quiet your mind. When your mind quiet, you can receive downloads because you ain't going, you ain't got all them thoughts running in, right? The goal is 3 hours a day, preferably between the hours of 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. From 6 in the morning to 9 in the morning, if you can sit there with your hertz frequencies on and sit there and just deep breathe, shallow breath, rapid breath, try different things, but most importantly, activate your chakra. Go on my YouTube right here and activate your chakra with my tutorial, FCA yoga tutorial. Write it down. Look, matter of fact, look, I'm gonna put it into Google. FCA yoga tutorial. Let me put. Dang. Let me see. Yeah, they still in my. Let me see. Let me see this mine right here. All right, look. This was somebody right here activating their chakras. So just go on and look at, just go on there. Hold on, that's the power of FCA yoga. Hold on, let me get. I'm gonna put it in. Next time I'm gonna put it in the chat. Next time I'm gonna put it in the chat. But yeah, if you can meditate 3 hours a day, drink you some lemon water before you do, so that your body could be electrified with them good old electrolytes. Go on a fast. Stop eating processed food. Detox yourself from processed food. Start growing your garden. Oh man, yeah, I got some melons on the way growing in the garden. I got some cucumbers on the way growing in the garden. Got some onions. Got some ginger on the way growing in the garden. Got some thyme. About to plant some tomatoes in the garden. Become all natural, man. Become all natural. Watch how fast the veil lifts. Watch how fast all of the people, places, and things that you thought were just decoration of your life come alive, and the matrix mobilized to try to distract you. Soon as you start to meditate, all of a sudden, telemarketers start calling you. Soon as you start to meditate, all of a sudden, that friend that ain't called you in a long time hits you up. That wasn't a friend that ain't called you in a long time. That's a CIA sleeper cell. Soon as you start meditating, soon as you start activating your chakra, soon as you start eating healthy, drinking healthy, thinking healthy, moving healthy, walking healthy, talking healthy, soon as you become healthy and get rid of the disease, guess who's gonna come and try to offer you to have some fun? Oh, come out, man! Come on, man! It's been a long time since we caught up. It's been a long time since we did this. It's been a long time since we did that. Watch how many family members all of a sudden got an opinion about it now, because they never would. They all plants. They all plants. Planted in your life by the Matrix, giving you a Truman Show experience to make sure that you don't never wake up and you stay distracted by the whack-a-moles of situations of life. Every situation in your life is just another mole that you whacking. And you keep whacking the mole and you whacking the mole and they keep popping up and they keep popping up. Why? Because you haven't realized that in order to truly get rid of the whack-a-mole, you got to drop the whacker and leave the mole alone. See? You got to drop the whacker and quit playing the whack-a-mole game and focus on, and you ready? And you have to literally leave Dave and Buster's, leave the arcade. Leave the arcade and go home and pick up a book. Leave the arcade. Can you explain the ringing in the ears I get from time to time? It lasts for like 5 seconds, then go away. There's many reasons. I don't know what you. A lot of times it be because you done leveled up. A lot of times it's because you received the download. All right, so majority of the time when y'all get ringing in y'all ears, that's because y'all received the download. Now, just because you got ringing in your ear and didn't receive the download immediately when the ringing happened, don't mean you didn't receive a download. Downloads happen and they go into your DNA, right? Download. So you're ready. Your ring and start having the ear beep. That's you receiving the download. The download goes in, but You never know. That said download might not activate or might not come into the fruition of the consciousness of your mind until a day or two or three or a week or 2 or 4 months later. Okay? So understand, beep, you was receiving a transmission. You was receiving a transmission from the motherboard. Either that or you got to, either that or you're unhealthy and you need to make sure that you ain't got no kind of diabetes or, high blood pressure or high cholesterol or anything like that, because ringing in the ear can also be from bad dieting and horrible dieting. And you can remember, the downloads could be from the devil and the downloads could be from your inner self, the goddess. The downloads could come from anywhere. But you got to understand, when you hear the ringing in your right ear, you ready? When you hear the ringing in your right ear, that is a spiritual download. Okay? When you hear the ringing in your left ear, that is an emotional, physical, or mental download. Because the emotions, the emotions and the mind and the physical body are all on the same plane. The spirit, the soul, spirit, mind is on a different plane. This is why you got to close your eyes. This is why right now, if everybody closed their eyes and imagine themselves receiving $1 million in their hand or a pot of gold in their hand, they'll be able to see it. What gave you the ability to see that? What gave you the ability to envision that, to imagine that? The spirit, right? The spirit. So understand that the spirit is the number one. Remember, and think about it. Imagination. I, mage, image. I, which is you, the inner self, mage, or magic. What? I imagine. The magic of the eye. What eye? The third eye. So when you close your eyes and you see through your imagination, that's not these eyes seeing. That's your third eyes. That's your third eye seeing that. Okay? And thank you, Algorithm Guy, for reminding me. Thank you, Algorithm Guy, for reminding me of showing them the superfood commercial. I forgot. Make sure y'all get y'all some superfood, Brody. Oh, damn.
Superfood, bitch! You are what you eat! You think what you drink!
You are what you eat. You think what you drink. Your health is your wealth. Detox your body. Detox your mind. Detox. Okay? So understand, your right ear ringing. Remember, your right brain, that's the imagination. That's your spirit mind. Your right brain, your right hemisphere, that's your spirit mind. That's the part of the mind you need to cultivate. See, right now, we're in a seeing is believing society when we're supposed to be in reverse. We're supposed to be believing is seeing. You're supposed to be able to close your eyes and believe what you see in your mind that you put in your mind, and do all of the actions and the works that it takes for it to come about into a reality so that your physical eyes can see it. This is called manifestation. Y'all need to follow the 10 commandments. What are the 10 commandments? Number 1, think positive. Number 2 is what? Listen. 3, pay attention. 4, stay focused. 5, be patient. Okay? 6, you got to believe. 7, you got to have faith. 8, you got to love. 9, you got to meditate. 10, you got to manifest. These are the 10 core things that a human being must be doing in order to ascend. Ascend into what? Ascend into their higher self, ascend into their higher calling, ascend into their higher mastery, ascend into the highest levels that they see themselves being. But understand, people like this are here to distract you. Young Pharaoh is a distraction. He knows he is a distraction. Man, I was on his live stream just to see if it was true. Look at his face, y'all. He's lost all life. The light is gone. He don't have no life. You can see he don't have no soul in his eyes. Look. It's right there. do I dream? We all dream. There's nobody on this face, even an NPC dreams. If a person tell you that they don't dream, they're lying. If a person tell you that they don't dream, they're lying. They just don't remember their dreams. We all dream. Why? Because dreaming is your mind's computer processing data and information from your experiences. Remember, the mind is a what? Your body is a machine, your brain is a computer, your mind is Siri. And what is your machine, computer, mind designed to do? Solve and prevent problems. Prevent problems, solve problems. If you are not solving problems, if you are not preventing problems, your mind will do as they say, and they call it run wild. My thoughts just running wild. Why? Because you're not focused on preventing problems. You're not focused on solving problems. So therefore, ready? Because your mind is designed to solve problems and prevent problems, when you go to sleep and you go into the rapid eye movement, that rapid eye movement is literally your mind dreaming, processing thought waves and energy and data to solve the problems of your life in the form of dreams. So we all dream. Mr. Sandman. Just because, now, if you don't remember your dreams, which most of us don't, studies show that 95% of human beings do not remember their dreams upon waking. 95% of human beings don't remember their dreams. Ready for this? 95% of the dreams that we have, we don't even remember them. We only remember 5% of the dreams that we have. Okay? How that boy said, but as a dream chaser, you need to be the exception. As a dream chaser, you need to be the exception to the rule. And what is the exception to the rule? Number one, keep your dream journal. Keep your dream journal. Detox your body first and eat healthy foods that are supportive to brain memory. So foods that help you memory. Foods that help memory will help you to remember your dreams. When you start to remember your dreams, take your dream to Chat GPT and say, Chat, yeah, I had a dream of this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. What could that mean? Chat gonna give it to you. They gave you artificial intelligence so that you ain't got to do all that crazy wondering why you had this dream, wondering why you had this dream. I'm gonna watch, man. I told you, this is the last live. This is the last live stream that I really do talking about these plants and these distractions. We're gonna get away from the distractions. We're gonna get away from the plants, and we're gonna start talking about the things that matter, the things that truly matter. How to become a God in flesh. How to become a God, because on an astral level, they are real. They feel so real because they are real. Understand, your mind is the realest thing you got going on inside of your body, outside of your higher mind. Remember, but even your mind is a projection or a construct of your higher mind. This is why your higher mind lives inside of your actual mind, or aka your actual brain. And what is your higher mind? That pineal gland, your third eye. And they call it the third eye chakra. It's purple. It's purple, and they're related to the purple. They're related to purple. And I met a YouTube dude that said he didn't dream, but he sleepwalk every night. He also was an atheist. He dreamed. His dreams are just cut off from him because he doesn't believe in his inner divinity. When you're an atheist and say you don't believe in God, that means you don't believe that you are divine. And if you don't believe that you are divine, then the divine won't reveal. You won't get divine revelations about yourself in the world. So whenever you're an atheist, even an atheist believes in God, because an atheist is the belief that there is no God. In order for you to believe that there is no God, to be the contrary to that, there has to be a contrary to that. So you are saying that there is no God, but you saying that there is no God is the actual proof that there is one. Because why the hell would you say that there is one, that there isn't one if there wasn't one? See how they go? So an atheist automatically loses. An atheist is the dumbest person on the. I wouldn't talk to an atheist to save my life. They're the dumbest people in the world. They're the dumbest people in the world. They believe that they can solve problems through the mind and the mind only, and the mind is the beginning and the end of everything. Dumb as a box of rocks. Dumber than a box of rocks. If I told you, this is what an atheist sound like. If I told you this book wrote itself, would you believe me? If I told you that this phone made itself, would you believe me? If I told you that this live stream created itself, would you believe me? Yes or no? If I told you that this microphone manufactured itself, would you believe me? You would not. So you wouldn't believe that something as itty bitty as a microphone, if I told you that this t-shirt made itself and the t-shirt put the design on itself, would you believe me? You would not. So you trying to tell me you wouldn't believe that something as small as a t-shirt created itself, something as small as a microphone created itself, something as small as a book created itself, something as small as a jar created itself, but you wouldn't believe that, but you'll believe something as gargantuan as the universe created itself? Even God created himself. He who created himself from she. The highest level of godhood on the face of in the face of the cosmos is creator. The highest level of divinity is creator. You said when you put it like that, think about it. They believe that life created itself and it just arranged itself. Ain't no divine power, ain't no divine consciousness, ain't no infinite intelligence. Smash these atoms together. But if I told you this, if I told you the Coca-Cola company made itself, if I told you that Google just made itself, and it didn't have no CEO, it's just Google, it just made itself. Nobody knows how it got here. You'll be like, what the F? Hell no. I don't believe you. This is why I say atheists, they lose the fight before they even begin. They don't even believe in their own inner divinity. They don't even believe in their own inner divinity. And they do believe, I'm telling you, atheism is a form of Satanism. Okay? I'm about to show you these. Matter of fact, let me show you these atheists right here. Speaking of atheists, here goes some atheists praying right now. You ready? These are atheists praying. Watch this.
If everyone would please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vice Mayor Scott Maxwell.
Duly noted. Our collective atheism, which is to say...
Wait. She said, everybody please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance by the Vice Mayor. This is a courtroom. This is a committee courtroom. Right? And he says, he begins the prayer all by saying, due to our collective atheism. All right, if you don't believe in God, atheist, why are you mentioning all these gods in the prayer? Now here you go.
If everyone would please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vice Mayor Scott Maxwell.
Duly noted. Our collective atheism, which is to say loving empathy, scientific evidence, and critical thinking, leads us to believe that we can create a better, more equal community without religious divisions. May we pray together. Mother Earth, we gather today in your redeeming and glorious presence to invoke your eternal guidance in the universe, the original creator of all things. May the efforts of this council blend the righteousness of Allah with the all-knowing wisdom of Satan. May Zeus, the great god of justice, grant us strength tonight. Jesus might forgive our shortcomings, while Buddha enlightens us through his divine affection. We praise you, Krishna, for the sanguine sacrifice that freed us all. After all, if Almighty Thor is with us, Who can ever be against us? We simply thank the atheists, agnostics, humanists, who now account for 1 in 5 Americans, and growing rapidly. In closing, let us, above all, love one another, not to obtain mythical rewards for ourselves now, hereafter, or based on superstitious threats of eternal damnation, but rather embrace secular-based principles of morality and do good for goodness sake. And so we prayed, so what? Thank you, Council.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Any questions, bro? How you an atheist and you praying? This nigga prayed to Thor. This nigga prayed to Thor, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Mother Earth, all of the different collectives of atheism. Huh? He said, and we pray. If you're an atheist, you're not supposed to be praying at all. Why? Because you don't believe in prayer because there is no God. Quit playing, man. Quit playing, bro. Quit playing, bro. Atheism, I don't even, bro, listen. Christians, Muslims, atheists, Judaists, and all of the different sections, bro, I leave them up to their own devices. They still stuck in the labyrinth. They're still stuck in the Freemasonic maze of belief systems. Nah, bro. If it ain't the goddess, then I already know you still lost. Why? Because the goddess is what, y'all? The goddess is not a religion. Mother Earth is not a religion, homie. I can go out and see Mother Earth right now. The universe, Mother Universe, the motherboard. Huh? The goddess is not a religion. She is many. And she don't care how you get to her as long as you get to her. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And as a male, as a man, you're not about to see me getting on my knees and praying to no another male, bro. That's just not, I just don't feel right praying to another dude. Oh, he called God a dude. That's what he is, nigga. You call him a him? He a dude. I don't feel right getting on my knees praying to no another dude, bro. I'm sorry, bro. And not as a grown ass man, bro. Not as a grown ass man. Oh man, you'll see grown ass men. You'll see grown ass men put that dude before their family. God first. Nigga, you are God. Why you ain't putting yourself first? See? It's all smoke and mirrors, bro. And as long as you are inhaling and breathing the smoke, you will always be deceived by the illusion in the mirror. And this is the number one game, to keep you distracted from your yin energy, keep you distracted from your chakras, keep you distracted from detoxing your body, keep you distracted from reading the proper books, getting the proper knowledge, keeping you distracted from quitting your 9-to-5 so that you can become a full-time entrepreneur, keeping you distracted from raising your children. So guess who get to raise your children? The school system get to raise your children, then your children come home from school and go out into the neighborhood, and the neighborhood get to raise your children. You probably spend 3 to 4 hours a day with your children, and even when you spend those 3 to 4 hours a day with your children, guess what? Y'all on the phone, distracted some more. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? Am I just talking, or is the church saying amen, bro? Told you, go get the Black Cube Codex, bro. It's gonna show you how they stealing our time. It's gonna show you about the God of this world. It's gonna show you about everything that's going on that got us distracted, bro. And as long as we stay distracted from the true, our inner being, our inner spirit soul, The kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is your chakras. All chakras activate. When all your chakras activate, you will feel electricity, magnetism, goosebumps, cool, warmth, euphoria, lightness, love, peace, tranquility, desire, faith, romance, enthusiasm, hope, and the list of positive benefits and the list of positive traits goes on and on and on and on and on and but y'all don't even know how to say no. Y'all don't know how to say no to the distractions. You don't know how to say no. Oh, hit me up in the DM. Hit me up in the email. Hit me up in the DM if you want us. As a matter of fact, I'm giving away free books right now, bro. 25. If you go on Amazon if you go on Amazon, any other platform, this book is between $50 to $70, right? You feel me? $25 super chat. Put a $25 super chat in the Chakra Dr. Inc. Put a $25 super chat in the Chakra Dr. Inc. I'm gonna give you a free signed copy, bro. Hit me and make sure you email me, or make sure you go on my website, scroll to the bottom of my website, and call the number. And go scroll to the bottom of the website, call the number, put your name on there. Make sure you screenshot it. Put your super chat in there. Screenshot your super chat. Screenshot your super chat, and I'm gonna send you Black Cube Codex, signed by me, bro. Signed by me. They want you distracted from everything, though. And this book shows you not only what shows you. Pick a page. Somebody pick a page. Pick a page 1 through pick a page 1 through 100 and pick a page 1 through 178. Pick a page 1 through 178. Pick a page 1 through 178. And we're going to get into the book. You bought the book, but you ain't studied the book, Prev Smith. If you studied the book, you wouldn't have asked that question about how often should you meditate. Man, look, I got it in the book. Somebody said what? I'm not distracting. I got to work, go home, interact with my nigga. If you go to work, you're distracted. Crazy? See, I'm talking to crazy people. That's why we got to get back to the basics, people. You think going to work is not a distraction? Wait a minute. Pick up my phone for some distractions. If you pick up your phone for some distractions, you're distracted, nigga. Put the phone down, go to bed to be distracted by sleep, and then wake up to be distracted by work. You're heavily distracted. If you work a 9 to 5, you are very distracted. You are very distracted, bro. I haven't worked a 9 to 5. Whew. Man, all praise be to the great grand holy mother and the goddess for taking me away from my 9 to 5, man. Yeah, man, you still working a 9 to 5? That's distraction all day. That's distraction all day. Let me see. Somebody said, I'm about to read page 7. Somebody said page 7. We about to get to page 7. Let's see what 7 talking about, man. Boom. All right. Page 7. Page 7 is called the vow, verbal contract of karmic submission. When you speak wedding vows, you're not just professing love. You're activating a legal, energetic contract in the Saturnian system. Words like till death do us part. Saturn owns the contract until death. In the presence of God equals Saturn is invoked as the God of this world. With this ring, I thee wed. You are binding your life to the loop. In Black's Law Dictionary, marriage is a legal contract. Contracts are Saturn's domain. He governs oaths, law, and consequence. Conclusion of this ritual, the entire marriage ritual mirrors the cube with the black box, right? The loop with the ring inside of the black box, the compressed soul, which is the diamond, the spoken contract, which is the vow, the public witness, which is Saturn's need for compliance to be ritualized. Marriage is not inherently evil, but the way it's been Saturnized turns a divine union into a contractual energy bind, locked in. Somebody said 11, 111. Let me go 111. Nobody never picked 111 before. 111. Boom. All right. All right, here we go, y'all. You ready? I gotta start from right here. Melanin is not skin tone. It's cosmic conductivity. Melanin is a neurochemical antenna. It connects the soul to the sun and the cosmos. It exists in skin, brain, organs, and DNA. It translates light, frequency, and sound into spiritual information. Original people, what society calls black, were born with built-in communication with source, encoded ancestral memory, celestial mapping through the body. This wasn't racial, it was dimensional. Africa equals the original Akashic server. The temples, the pyramids, the universities of ancient Africa were energetic hard drives, stored universal memory in stone, sound, and sacred math, function as chakra mirrors on the land. Names like Kemet, Nubia, Kush, Punt, and Ethiopia weren't just civilizations, they were frequency zones of planetary DNA. The original divine systems didn't need books, they had rituals, symbols, light, and breathing. Saturn stole, rebranded, and erased. When invading forces arrived, they took scrolls and renamed them holy books. They took the goddess symbols and turned them into patriarchal law. They took the black cube of creation and turned it into the cube of confinement. Examples: Ra became the sun god, stripped of his multidimensional power. Ma'at, goddess of balance, was reduced to legalistic scales of justice. Isis was turned into a Virgin Mary prototype. Heru, Horus, was recast as Jesus with the date, story, and symbols intact. Everything Saturn represents as new is an inverted, copyrighted version of ancient source law. I don't play. 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 I don't. Oh, I got my haters in the building. I got my haters in the building. Hey, Annie, Annie, oh, you okay? Oh, you okay? Oh, you okay, Annie? Annie, oh, you okay? Annie, oh, you okay? Oh, you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Would you tell us that you're okay? Ah! Oh man, you gotta love your haters, man. What's life without haters? You ain't doing nothing right if you ain't got no haters. I only made it to page 120. Got to finish the book, but you did your thing, Shock. You already know I did my thing on that joint, boy. You already know. Look, she's trying to cast spells on y'all, but it ain't gonna work because we blessed by the goddess. But look what she said, y'all. All y'all who listen to him become deaf to everything he said. I told you, I told you, they be hating on me for no reason, bro. No, they be hating on real stuff, bro. They hate on me for no reason. Do you know that she used to be one of my number one supporters? That's why I can't even be mad at you, Annie. I don't know. I think you probably gone through a mental episode or, some bad stuff that happened to you in life. And, I hope the great grand holy mother of all divine, I hope the goddess shows you back and brings you back into the bosom of the great grand holy mother. Okay? You feel me? But man, I can't hate on you, bro. I remember I remember, Annie, I remember when you was my number one fan. I remember when you was my number one fan and you used to pray to the great grand holy mother and you used to thank the great grand holy mother. I remember when the superfood helped you lose weight and help you with your ailments. I remember when you bought my books. I remember when you sent your students to me. I remember when you infiltrated. Because you wasn't my number one fan. You was just a plant. See? A Saturnian plant. But we know that plants don't grow on Saturn. Satellites do. Satellite. You just a satellite, ain't he? Somebody said, damn, I told you, bro. Somebody said Rance Dunbar is Yahweh. Oh, damn. She's trying to hit me with the reverse okie doke. She said Rance Dunbar is Yahweh. That's crazy. Bitch, I'm God. If I am Yahweh, I'm the good side of Yahweh. I'm Yahweh. I am Yahweh, the good Yahweh, nigga, that worships the great grand holy mother, that comes in the name of the great grand holy mother and gives all praises to the goddess and says, and give all middle fingers to and give middle fingers in debt to all enemies, human traffickers, pedophiles, rapists, racists, Satanists, and necrophiliacs. That's some cool info, Doc. I'm telling you, man, go get the book. It's on Lulu, Hulu. It's on all of the platforms. Go any major platform where you read books, whether it's Amazon Kindle. Go anywhere where you read books. Type in the name, the Black Cube Codex Chakra. Type in the Black Cube Codex Chakra Doctor. About that bitch gonna pop up. Cop the book, or you can come and you can get, if you want it cheaper, if you want the book cheaper, right now while this live going on, give a $25 super chat and I'll sign it and mail it to you. Make sure you screenshot your super chat. Go to my website, scroll down, and call the number at the bottom to get your free signed copy of the Black Cube Codex, Saturn Exposed, Sovereignty Restored. You feel me? But it's on all of the major networks. Go search on all of the major engines. Yeah, man, she hit everybody. She said, I hope all y'all become deaf to what he said. God damn, you wishing deaf on a nigga. You wishing deaf, dumb, and blindness on, man. God damn, you ain't got no time on your hand. If you saying stuff like that at your mouth, you, number one, you broke. Ain't no person with no money saying that. Ain't no person with no money saying that. You feel me? Ain't no person with no money saying that, man. I know my time is up. Nothing can stop me. My time is up. My time all the way up. I know my time ain't down. My time gotta be up. My time gotta be up, Annie. Annie, my time gotta be up. You think I hate you? I look up to you, bro. Who is Sean? I wasn't talking about you, Sean Flavor. What are you talking about? I wasn't talking about you, Sean. I'm talking about Annie Williams. Annie Williams that's in the comments hating on me. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Oh no. Oh no. Well, maybe get my mic on. I want it, baby. I want it, Annie. I want it, baby. You feel me? Oh man, dang, Annie, hating on a nigga background. Golly, you hating on your Maya, Annie? You hating on the goddess, your Maya? Look, I'm just showing you how haters go, y'all. Look how haters go. This is the damn Annie, why you hating? Annie, why you hating? Annie, why you hating? Annie, why you hating? Man, the haters, man. So I'm gonna give y'all a little nugget about haters. The reason why you need haters is because even though they hate you from a place of wanting to be you. They hate you from a place because they hate you because they can't be you. They hate you because they are not you. They hate you because they wish they had what you had. They hate you because if the shoe was on the other foot, and they had a chance to do what you were doing, they would, but they can't, so they decide to hate, right? They hate the spirit in you. They hate the God. They hate the goddess. They hate the goddess within you. They hate the God within you. They hate the money you make. They hate because your house nice. They hate for so many reasons. But understand the number one thing that a hater will do. They will expose the thing that they really love about you by hating on it. So you heard what she said? All that bullshit in your background. She wish she had a background like that. She wish she had a background like that. She wish she was chosen by the goddess. Hold on, man. Let me show y'all my background. Let me tell you my background. Hold on, let me show them my background real quick. Can I show them my background real quick? Where my camera at, man? Where my camera at? Dang, how I do this camera on the phone? The layout, the private chat, destinations, and title, the set. I think I go to settings. Hold on, I gotta go to the settings. Oh no, I gotta go to camera. I gotta go to camera. Dual back. Let me see how they look. How they go. Let me show y'all my settings real quick. Let me show y'all what she hating on, y'all. She talking about my background. Let me go to my back. Speaking of background, let me go to my background real quick. Let me go to my background real quick. Just the background she hating on. See, look, the background. So when I'm talking to y'all, this is what it look like when I'm talking to y'all. You see that? That's what it look like when I'm talking to y'all. Boom. Sitting in the chair. I got the lights on me. I got the goddess behind me. You feel me? I got the goddess behind me. But wait a minute, that's not all. Look, I got the goddesses. Nigga, what? What? That's what she hating on. She hating on the goddess, y'all. So I keep telling you, your haters gonna always the bullshit in your background. What about the bullshit in my background? Hold on. Let me flip the camera a little bit better. What about the goddess in the background? Hold on, man. This camera's going crazy. Back dual camera. This back camera. There we go. All right. All right. That's what she hated in that background. She hate the goddess flow. See, look. Oh, she hate my altar. She hating on the altar. See, she hating on the God that's she hating on the God that's within me. Okay? So when she hating on herself. Out of all the things, think about it. She's a female. Why would a female hate on a male giving praise and honor to the goddess? Think about that. Why would a female hate on a male giving praise and honor to the goddess if she wasn't in hatred, if she didn't hate herself? Okay? If she didn't hate herself, she hate herself. Okay? And you can tell she a female. All right? You can tell she a female. Ain't no nigga doing that, man. Ain't no dudes doing that. Ain't no dudes. Listen, ain't no dudes even talking like that, bro. Ain't no dudes even talking like that. You feel me? But on another note, bro, before I go, let's pick a page. Pick a page, any page, bro. We're gonna do a little read from the Drugs Masquerading as Foods, Deliciously Killing African Americans and All Peoples. Pick a page, any page. Let me see what page what book this page stop at. What page this book stop at? A page from 1 to 245. Pick a page and we're gonna read the page right through it, and we're gonna get healthy, bro. I encourage right now. Today is day 20. Today is day 20 of the. Today is day 20 of my fast. Tomorrow is day 21. On the 12th, it'll be 22 days. 22 days on the fast, bro. Fast life. What is the fast? I'm only drinking smoothies, water, tea, juice. 9.5 water. Raw fruit, uncooked food. An uncooked food fast. If you gotta cook it to kill it, no. A liquid fast though. 85 to 90% liquid fast, and a 10% raw uncooked fruit vegetables. That's it. So when I say raw uncooked fruit and vegetables, I'll give you a kind of idea. When the last time I ate some uncooked, I juiced a tomato. You feel me? I juiced a tomato. I juiced an onion. I juiced a tomato, onion, some garlic, and some ginger. Put some spices in it, and voila. Put some mushroom. Put some raw mushroom, uncooked mushrooms, uncooked everything. No processed food. No processed food. When they say Saturn is the landlord, why they say Saturn is the landlord of Capricorn? Why do they say that Saturn is the landlord of Capricorn? Because he is. Why you think everybody always talking about the goat? The goat, the goat, the goat, the goat. Who y'all talking? Who you think he's talking about? He's talking about the landlord of Capricorn. As a matter of fact, go look at the movie American Satan. All right, and when you go look at the movie American Satan, you will see that the devil's name in the movie is called. His name is Mr. Capricorn. So when you say Saturn is the landlord of Capricorn, because the planet that governs the house of Capricorn, or the planet that governs the constellation that represents the constellation of Capricorn, is Saturn. Saturn governs two houses. He governs the 10th house of Capricorn, and he governs the 11th house of Aquarius. But he has a partner. He had the 11th house of Aquarius is a shared house. One part Saturn, one part Uranus, right? And that's even gay in itself, your anus, right? Can you tell me more about Sagittarius? Yes, Jupiter is your landlord. Jupiter is your landlord. You're immutable, which means you're all over the place. And it's Sagittarius are so they like to spread themselves thin and have so many things going on at one time. It's hard for them to get any one thing done. But they are also philosophical. Sagittarius, you can sit down with a Sagittarius and talk about the substance of the molecules, the planets, the stars, the moon, the conspiracy theories. You can talk about whatever. Sagittarius are great listeners too. They like to listen a lot. So what that mean? I'm a Capricorn, bro. What Saturn go to do with, what Saturn got to do with my zodiac? Got a lot to do with your zodiac. If you're a Capricorn, Saturn is the reason why you're so pessimistic. Saturn is the reason why you're so pessimistic. Saturn is the reason why you look at the world, you look at the world from a pessimistic view, right? Saturn is the reason why you're in debt. Saturn is the reason why you are frigid. Saturn is the reason why you are cold-hearted. Saturn is the reason why you get depressed for no reason. You wonder where the depression come from out of nowhere. Saturn. Hold on, man. I can show you. Look, I can show you with Saturn. Ready? Saturn is the reason why you get ill and you get sick. Hold on. But I'm about to show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. That way, you don't think I'm just talking. Let me go to my photo library real quick and go into my albums. And I'll show you about Saturn right now. Boop. And I'm about to show you all of the properties of Saturn. So this is Saturn right here, brother. What Saturn got to do? Let's go over it real quick. Let me take this banner off real quick. Let's go over it real quick. So as you can see, it says the planet Saturn is associated with discipline and foundation, and where Saturn is found in a birth chart shows how and where a person will set limits and look for security. Saturn rules Capricorn, the 10th house of reputation. Saturn's energy is conservative and self-controlled, as well as authoritarian and sometimes punishing, evoking fear or depression. Saturn takes just under 30 years to orbit the zodiac and spends about 2.5 years in each sign. And right now, Saturn is in Aries for the next till 2028. Saturn is in Aries, and that's why y'all about to see me ascend, because I'm an Aries born in the 10th house. I'm literally an Aries born in the house of Saturn. All right. So keywords associated with Saturn: approval, right? Approval, contractions, faithfulness, monotony. So you wonder why everybody always got to be faithful. You got to be faithful because this is the world of Saturn. Oh, you wonder why everything got to be in contraction, and you wonder why women have contractions to give birth. Saturn. You wonder why they always talk about monogamy, because Saturn is the god of monotony, mono. That's why as soon as you start talking about poly, everybody start going against you. Why? Because they're under the rule, they're under the mind control of Saturn, right? Saturn is the god of bones. This is why Skull and Bones Society, that's what the Skull and Bones and the Skull and Bones mean. They worship Saturn. Crystallization. Saturn is the god of crystallization. This is why you always hear about crystals and crystals this and crystals that. I'm not saying crystals bad, but Saturn is the god of crystallization and the god of crystals. Okay. Saturn is the god of fear. This is why Capricorns are so cautious and spook. Capricorns are spooks. They're always suspicious. They're always fearful. They're always worried about something. Why? Because of Saturn. Saturn is the god of old age. This is why you celebrate birthdays, to remind yourself that you're getting old. Saturn is the god of bruises. This is why in life, because this is the world of Saturn, you're a Cancer. Remember, you're the companion of Saturn. Saturn's companion is Cancer. Capricorn's companion is Cancer. Why? Because what is the god? Who is the god of Cancer? Or who is the god that rules over the house of Cancer? The moon. Okay? And the moon is called the Saturn Moon Matrix. This is why when truck drivers or when the police are signaling one another as an agreement, they say 10-4. See? 10-4. What is 10? The 10th house of Capricorn. What is 4? The 4th house of Cancer. They both meet their cardinal opposites. Okay, cardinal partners and opposites on the zodiac. All right. Saturn is the god of debt. This is why you think America is built on debt. And you take the D off of debt, you got what? EBT. This is what an EBT card is. The EBT card is food debt. Right? Saturn is the god of form. This is why when you go somewhere and you got to do something, you got to fill out a form. Right? True, my boyfriend is a Capricorn, so is my sister. Right. And I guarantee you all of these characteristics in this right here, they got them. Right? Saturn is the god of the past. Why you think they're always trying to keep you in the past, talking about some shit that happened in the Bible and it didn't happen in the Bible, but some stories that happened 10, 20, 30,000 years ago. Why? Because Saturn always keep you reminiscing about the past. If you reminisce about the past, you will manifest the past in the present. Saturn is the god of caution. This is why I say be cautious. Saturn is the god of deficiency. Saturn is the god of frigidity. Saturn is the god of poverty. This is why they got nothing but homeless people everywhere in the world. Is big old poverty. Saturn is the god of chronic ailments. Okay? Saturn is the god of delays. Saturn is the god of frustration. Saturn is the god of practicality. This is why this is why you see most Capricorns, they don't got a great imagination. Why? Because they're too practical. You feel me? Ready? Saturn is the god of coldness. Saturn is the god of depression. Saturn is the god of habits. Saturn is the god of resourcefulness, the god of confinement, the god of discipline, the god of hard work. Why do you think you got to go to a 9 to 5 and work hard? You work hard for your money. All for your money. Because Saturn is the god of hard work. Saturn is the god of responsibility. Saturn is the god of conservation, effort. Saturn is the god of justice, henceforth the crooked-ass justice system. Saturn is the god of self-control. This is why when you go out into the world frowns on you if you don't know how to control yourself. This is why black people are so frowned upon, because black people, y'all don't know how to control y'all emotions. And that's frowned on in the world of Saturn, because this world that we live in is Saturn's world. Don't get it twisted. The earth that we live on right now belongs to Saturn, bro. Don't get it twisted. This is a holographic computer matrix, and that holographic computer matrix is governed by the warden/prison inmate Saturn. All right? Saturn is the god of conservatism. This is why one of the parties is called a conservative party, right? Saturn is the god of endurance. This is why he said you gotta be consistent in order to win in this world. You gotta be perseverant in order to win in this world. You gotta endure in order to win in this world. This is why because Saturn is the god of limits. This is why you have a speed limit and you have a spending limit and you have limits everywhere. Why? Because Saturn is the god of limits. Okay? Saturn is the god of time. This is why they call him Father Time, aka the Black Cube. The Black Cube, Saturn, okay? Saturn is the god of consolidation. You ever heard of debt consolidation? Ooh, they hit you with the double whammy, debt and consolidating the debt. Saturn is the god of failure. This is why in order to be successful in Saturn's world, you must fail in order to win. I take the F off of fail and I got L. right? Saturn is the god of losses. This is why, in order to win in Saturn's world, you gotta lose to win the game. And Saturn is the god of weightiness. This is why the world is filled with obesity. Nothing but a whole bunch of gluts, because Saturn is the god of weight. Moving that weight. Moving that weight. Okay? So to understand why the world is the way it is, you got to understand Saturn. And Saturn is the god of this world. And once you understand that Saturn is the god of this world and the traits that Saturn come with, the keywords and associations that Saturn come with, now you understand why they got homeless people in the world. Now you understand why the Antarctica is so cold, right? Now you understand why everybody is so fearful, and America is so fearful, and the world is so fearful. Now you understand why everybody fail, and everybody got to take a loss. Everybody got to fail. Everybody get frustrated. Everybody get old. Everybody get bruised once in their life. Everybody get into debt once in their life. This is why generational wealth is important, right? Everybody signs a contract. Everybody has to fill out a form. Everybody reminisces on the past. Everybody gets depressed. Everybody has habits, because this is the world of the black cube, okay? So understanding that will give you a better understanding of how the God of this world works, okay? Everybody got to fight. Everybody got to fight the good fight. Everybody got to fight the good fight. Why? Because the black cube. The black cube, y'all. So since y'all don't want to pick a page, I'll pick a page. You ready? Let me pick a page. Damn, they got so much, man. It's so much. Processed and embalmed with chemical poisons. If the food has any virtues left after going through the previously described abominable practices, this is effectively demolished in food processing, the final phase of the war against holistic food. Commercial drug food is excessively, massively, ridiculously overprocessed. It is fractionated, bleached, dyed, gassed, hormoned, homogenized, hydrolyzed, hydrogenated, carbonated, acetylated, bromated, flavored, deflavored, acidified, alkalinized, buffered, sulfated, nitrated, scented, deodorized, texturized, creamed, emulsified, thickened, thinned, defoamed, stabilized, preserved, and waxed. The use of chemicals in foods has soared from 419 million pounds in 1955 to more than 800 million pounds today. And now this book was wrote in the 90s. Each of us eat more than 50 pounds of additives a year. Additives and preservatives. That's why they always marketing to you. No additive, no preservative, because our foods are heavily additive and preservative. Read the labels before you buy any food. When additives combine, new mutant worse chemicals are created. The poisonous chemicals we ingest when we eat commercial drug foods interact with those that are already in our body, forming mutant second-generation chemicals far more harmful than the originals. Another great problem with testing additives is how they interact with each other and the 63,000 other chemicals in common use today. In 1976, the Journal of Food Sciences carried a report on a small-scale attempt to determine the extent of the problem. When 3 additives were tested, one at a time on rats, the animals stayed well. 2 at a time, the rats became ill. And with a 3 additive combination, all of the animals died within 14 days. Have a frothy, delicious, chilled glass of ethyl methylglycinate, aka your good old Starbucks Frappuccino. Your good old Starbucks Frappuccino. Okay, wait a minute, Annie. You now you're just getting aggravated. Hold on, let me get her about my comment, because she's getting aggravated. You ever had one of them broads that just talk too much? That's her. She be talking too much. It tastes like strawberries. This clear liquid chemical artificially imparts a very berry taste to ice cream, beverages, candy, gum, and other delights when not being used in perfumes. It's even listed as a GRAS, generally recognized as safe, even though it retards the growth of rats and atrophies their testicles and paralyzes the muscles of female rats. Still, you still want some? Bro, this book, get this book. Drugs masquerading as foods. You are not eating food. You are eating and digesting drugs. Think about it. When you go to the hospital and they give you something for the pain, you got to take it, put it in your mouth, and it got to go where? It got to go to your stomach. And it what? It liquefies in your stomach and then spreads throughout your body. Well, think about it. When you eat food, you're eating food. Tastes good. It has to go to your stomach and then liquefy throughout your body. Now, think about this. I ain't got no processed foods in my house right now, but go in your pantry and pick your favorite food and look at the back of the label and look at all of those different drugs in the ingredients list and understand when you eat that food and it gets into your stomach, those drugs liquefy and spread throughout your system. You wonder why you can't manifest certain things. You wonder why you can't attract the reality that you want to attract. You wonder why you can't attract that reality. It's because you have drugs, poisons floating through your bloodstream constantly. Now add that with the 5G wavelength that's on your phone, feeding off of the drug. Add that with the wavelength that's coming from your TV. Add that with the wavelength that's coming from your microwave, the wavelength that's coming from your refrigerator, the wavelength that's coming from your lights that's on in the house, and the wavelength that's coming from your oven. Add that with the wavelength that's coming from other people that's around you. And then you get this. And you wonder why, look, and he's showing you the nails at Chipotle. He eating the poison, showing you the poison. You see how that go? Like attract, you can't, that's the law of the universe. Like attract like. Young Pharaoh is wearing the nails and doing the nails not because they got to him, not because they turned him into a turncoat. They would like to make you think that. No, because he was born in it. He was born in it. And if he wasn't born in it, he was at least sworn in it. And he has been a plant since the beginning. He has never had the interest of black people at heart. Why do you think he's never done nothing for black people? The only thing that he's done for black people is take money from black people. The only thing our black leaders do is take money from us and do videos. But we can't meet none of these dudes. We can't pull up on any of these. You used to be able to pull up on Pharaoh. But guess what? You had to pay to do that. Why? Because that was a lecture. See? So understand that these dudes are planted from the beginning, but you don't think that a CIA, NSA, government, COINTELPRO, sleeper cell can live next door to you, and you think your next door neighbor is your next door neighbor, when really, they're an actual agent monitoring your progress or your regress or your degress, right? I digress, right? So understand that the woke era was crazy when you really think that woke era was crazy when you really think about it. Well, think about this. Anytime you see the mainstream doing it, beware. If the mainstream told you that the Francine was good to go get poked in your arm. The mainstream told you that, hey, if you go to McDonald's, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you'll be loving it. That's not the case, bro. So understanding that when you are dealing with this matrix, you are dealing with the devil, and the devil name is Saturn. Okay? And I come in the name of the great grand holy goddess. I come in the name of the great mother. I come in the name of Mother Nature to expose the devil. And if I get shadow banned, then so be it. If they don't pump my video, then so be it. But guess what? I know the great mother gonna support me. I know Mother Nature gonna support me. I know the goddess gonna support me. I'm chosen by the goddess. So fuck Saturn, nigga. See how that go? I just had to get that out real quick. Sorry. I'm gonna tone it back down. You know I be having Tourette's. Tourette syndrome. Spazzing. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, man. Y'all don't want me to go. Y'all don't want me to turn into a 100% wellness terrorist. I'll be a wellness terrorist. I will assault you. I will assault you with healthy food. I will assault you with positive thinking. I will assault you with words of affirmations. I will assault you with positive frequencies, hertz frequencies. I will assault you. Do not trample on my health and wellness, or you will get assaulted. You will get assaulted, and I will feel good. I will have you feeling salty. I will assault you and have you feeling salty behind my health and wellness. You feel me? Aries gonna Aries sometime. Man, everything, remember, every zodiac sign is Aries cosplaying. Y'all didn't know that? If you are a Taurus, you are Aries as a fixed earth. Do you go toward the light when your spirit? Hell no. You better not go toward the light. You're going back into the bosom of Saturn if you go into the light. No, don't go into the light. Don't never go into the light. Do not go into the light, Caroline. They told you in the movie, Caroline. Do not go into the light. They told you in the movie. Yep, look, amazing. The mainstream told you to go to work and have a 9 to 5 and go to school. The mainstream told you to go vote. The mainstream told you to go and get you some food and cook it on the stove. All of these things are here to distract you and waste your time. Think about this. When you close your eyes, it's dark. When the baby in the womb, the baby is in darkness. When I take the seed and plant it into the ground, the seed is in darkness. You ready? The earth can kill you. The fire can kill you. The air can kill you. The water can kill you. But the darkness grows you. When a caterpillar goes into the cocoon is dark. And he comes out a butterfly. Huh? It's called the triple black primordial waters. Remember? The triple blackness. Darkness, bro. I don't even like to call it darkness because the implied dark, it has a negative connotation in a lot of people's mind. I would like to call it blackness. Blackness, the triple black primordial waters. Can anybody tell me what's the triple black primordial waters? What are the triple black primordial waters? I'll tell you because you're not going to guess it. The triple black primordial waters is, you ready? Cancer. That's one. That's one. Scorpio. That's two. Pisces. That's three. The triple black primordial waters are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But ye who do not study do not understand what I mean. It's right here in the zodiac. Everything in life is, was, and forever will remain the zodiac. I don't care what the algorithm got to feel about how I tell the truth. See? I'm going to tell the truth, and the truth going to set me free. So understand that. When you're talking about the triple black primordial waters, what about Sagittarius? What about Sagittarius, bro? What about Sagittarius? What do you want to know about Sagittarius? Sagittarius is the third child of fire. The first child of fire is Aries. The second child of fire is Leo. The third child of fire is Sagittarius. They're the triple trident. They're the triple Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius is Lucifer, the light bringers. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius is Lucifer, the light bringers. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are the triple black primordial waters which the fire rises from out of. You want to talk about What you talking about? You want to talk about Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius? That's the layers of the atmosphere. That's the sky, the clouds, and the oxygen that we breathe. You want to talk about the earth? You want to talk about Taurus? Huh? You want to talk about Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? What are they, y'all? What are they? They are the three bodies of earth. They are the three bodies of earth. Okay? So understand, when you are talking about these zodiac signs, these zodiac symbols, the Elohim, when you're talking about the Elohim, you're talking about the 12, actually the 13, but the 12 signs of the zodiac when you're talking about the Elohim. Remember, look, Katrina, air. Air is the what? Air is the root of Aries. See, you can't duck. Aries is cosplaying as each sign. So remember, Aries is the head, and then the head goes into what? The neck, which is Taurus. Right? Taurus goes into your arms, your shoulders and your arms, but that's Gemini. And it goes all the way down. So every single zodiac sign is Aries cosplaying as their zodiac sign. Don't believe me? Access Chat GPT. It's literally Aries turns into a fixed Earth and becomes Taurus. Aries turns into a mutable air and becomes Gemini. Aries turns into a cardinal water and becomes Cancer. Literally, and goes. This is why I say I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Pisces is Aries cosplaying as a mutable water sign. Capricorn is Aries cosplaying as a cardinal earth sign. Scorpio is Aries cosplaying as a fixed water sign. This is why you got bound Aries. This is why fairies. This is why everything varies. Huh? And you can go look at all of the Aries in all of the vocabulary. Look at all of the Aries and all the vocabulary. So understand, when you're talking about the zodiac, you're talking about fire going through a system of transmutations as fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water. It literally goes in that, and it literally goes in that order. Aries is fire, Taurus is earth, Gemini is air, Cancer is water. Leo is fire, Virgo is earth, Libra is air, Scorpio is water. Sagittarius is fire, Capricorn earth, Aquarius air, Pisces is water. It literally goes in that order. Fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water. And then the elements go in order, right? Cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable. Aries is cardinal, Taurus is fixed, Gemini is mutable. Cancer is cardinal. Leo is fixed. Virgo is mutable. Libra is cardinal. Scorpio is fixed. Sagittarius is mutable. Capricorn is cardinal. Aquarius is fixed. Pisces is mutable. It literally goes in that order, y'all. It's literally a science that if you knew that, if you studied that science, you know all the secrets of life. You would never have to wonder about life anyway. You never have to worry about it anyway. Remember, a woman's womb is shaped like a woman's womb is the shape of Aries. All souls birthed through the woman's womb. All souls are birthed through Aries. I keep telling you that. Why you think Aries is called the baby of the zodiac? Right? The baby Jesus. The light bringer. This is why Jesus and Lucifer are one and the same, because they're both Aries. Y'all gotta study. Y'all gotta study, bro. Y'all gotta study, bro. And when you study, what does mutable mean exactly? Let me see if I can hurry up and find my mutable shit. I'll show you better than I can tell you. What does mutable mean exactly? Let me go into my thing right quick in my collection. Into my collection. Sorry, all my albums. There we go. I'll show you real quick. All right. I'll show you real quick what cardinal, fixed, and mutable mean. All right. You said, what does mutable mean? Let me see what this is. That's cardinal. Wait. You said, what's mutable? Let me go mutable. This is mutable acts. So mutable, when these are the 4 mutable signs, as you can see at the bottom right there. Gemini is a mutable sign. Who is Gemini's partner on the zodiac? The mutable Sagittarius. Virgo is a mutable sign. Who is Virgo's mutable partner on the zodiac? The wonderful Pisces. So a mutable sign is the adaptable, right? The variable. Mutable signs are restless, easygoing, scattered. A lot of mutable signs, you'll see that they're scatterbrained. I told you they like to spread themselves thin. They're flexible. They're communicative. They're detail oriented and resourceful. So if you are any one of these 4 signs, that's what comes with mutability. That's what comes with mutability. Okay. When you're talking about cardinal, the 4 cardinal signs. Aries is the cardinal, and who is Aries' cardinal partner? Libra. Cancer is cardinal, and who is Cancer's cardinal partner? Capricorn. And cardinal signs are active, energetic, dynamic, initiating, leaders, action, creativity. They're restless as well. So a lot of times you can confuse a cardinal sign for a mutable sign. And what? Domineering. They like to dominate. Okay? Fixed signs. The 4 fixed signs are what? Taurus is a fixed sign. Who is Taurus's fixed opposite? Scorpio. Leo is a fixed sign. Who is Leo's fixed opposite? Aquarius. And fixed signs are stable, persistent, willful, stubborn. They dislike change. They what? They are opinionated. They're loyal. They're responsible and preserving. So if you're a fixed sign, now you understand why you don't like. If you're a Taurus, a Leo, a Scorpio, or an Aquarius, now you understand why you don't like change. Now you understand why you are stubborn, because that comes with that comes with the character of your sign as a fixed sign. Okay? So that's how that goes. And if I'm not mistaken, young Pharaoh is either a Virgo or a Leo. I forgot. What is young Pharaoh's zodiac? Young Pharaoh's zodiac sign. Let me go try to look for that real quick. Young Pharaoh zodiac sign. Young Pharaoh zodiac sign. Young Pharaoh is August 30th. Young Pharaoh is a Virgo. Young Pharaoh is a Virgo. So let's analyze Virgo real quick, right? Let's analyze Virgo and see if young Pharaoh fits the bill. We're going to analyze Virgo real quick and see if young Pharaoh fits the bill. So we're going to go into mutable. We're going to go into the mutable first. So is young Pharaoh adaptable? Well, we know he's adaptable because he switched. Look how easy he switched. Right, look how easy. Sorry. Look how easy and fast he switched. So we know he's adaptable. Variable means he's all over the place, right? Restless, easygoing, scattered, flexible, communicative, detail-oriented, and resourceful, right? So that's his zodiac sign. That come with his zodiac sign. Look, wait, I'm about to just show you this shit. This shit, man, you could literally map a person out by mapping all of the parts of their sign, not just their sun sign, but all of the parts of the sign. Okay. who is in charge of Virgo? If I'm not mistaken, Mercury is in charge of Virgo. Mercury is in charge of Virgo. Let's see what Mercury talk about. Let's see. Adaptability, education, mathematics, publishing. Isn't he into all of that? Isn't young Pharaoh into all of that? Advertising, eloquence, mental exercise, reason. Agents. Agent. Didn't I tell you he was a plant? Didn't I tell you he was an agent? Virgo. Nigga, man, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I'm the go to this, bro. I'm the go to this. I'm the lamb. I'm the sheep. I'm everything. Listen. Merchandise. Don't he try to get you to buy merchandise? Speaking. Isn't he a good speaker? Change. Isn't he always changing it up? Forgetfulness. Ain't he always forgetting what happened to him? Messenger. Don't he try to bring a message? Study. Ain't he always study? Clumsy. Ain't he always looking stupid on the internet with his clumsy self? Huh? Gestures. Ain't he always doing little gate gestures? Nervousness. Don't he act like a little nervous son of a gun? Teaching. Or ain't he trying to teach the people? Commerce. Gossip. Come on, man. Perception. Trading. Communication. The press. Travel. Wait a minute, y'all. Get to that last one. Deceit. Virgos be some lying motherfuckers if they're not brought up, if they're not raised by a truthful parent. If they're not raised by a truthful parent. I'm just showing you. Right there. Somebody said he definitely adaptable. Hey, bro, but from here on out though, bro, we're gonna be talking. Stuff like this that we talk about right now. That's what we're gonna be talking about, bro. We're not gonna be talking about the young pharaohs of the world, bro. The black conscious community is over with. The black there is no such thing as the black conscious community. All of the leaders of the black conscious community are not leaders. They're government plans meant to lead you astray, bro. Never forget that. Never forget that, bro. Never forget that, bro. I promise you. Never forget that, man. What bearing does an astrological sign have on a person who realizes they are infinite consciousness? What bearing does an astrological sign? So when you realize that you are infinite consciousness, you realize that astrology, aka the logging of the astros, aka the cosmos and the universe, is a part of that infinite consciousness. And now you're in tune with the weather and the energy of your sign. See, you can't talk about I'm infinite consciousness, but I'm infinite consciousness separate from the astrological signs that I'm born under. That don't make no sense. When you are infinite consciousness, you realize that you are one. And when you realize that you are one, a part of that oneness is your zodiac sign. And when you are in tune with the oneness of your zodiac sign, you can easily see the energetic weather, because last time I checked, no matter how much you realize your infinite consciousness, you are in a prison cell called a meat suit. And as long as you are in that prison cell called a meat suit, the higher governing bodies will have bearings on your lower microcosmic meat suit. There's the macrocosm and the microcosm. The astrological signs are the macrocosm. Does your little body, with the awareness of infinite consciousness, have power over the constellation of Virgo or whatever your astrological sign is? Because remember, they're not just signs. These signs, you can see it in the sky. We can go see the constellation of Virgo in the sky. We can see the constellation of Aries in the sky. We can see the constellation of Scorpio, the constellation of Taurus, the constellation of Cancer, the constellation of Capricorn, the constellation. These are all constellations in the sky that our ancestors and our forefathers and foremothers that came before us log. This is why it's called astrolog, astrology, astrolog with a Y. The logging of the astros, and they log the astros. They log the characteristics. This used to be the science. Remember, this was the mainstream science. Astrology was the mainstream science. When you went to a doctor, or you went to a person of renown to help you, the first thing they wanted to know was, what is your sign? Because now we know what constellation. When you're talking about the signs, you're talking about the Galactic Confederation. You're talking about the Galactic Federation. You're talking about the Illuminati. The real Illuminati, the real, and I ain't talking about the Illuminati, I'm talking about the illuminated one, the luminaries. The real Illuminati are the constellations of the zodiac. 13 in number. 13 in number. Okay. Amazing. Don't tell them, Doc, the only real one out here. I'm gonna teach y'all. We're gonna do AM and PM next. I'm gonna show y'all the difference between. Remember, AM, that's your algorithm magic. PM, that's your programming magic. You gotta know how to get in tune with the algorithm of the matrix, with the algorithm magic, and you gotta know how to get in tune with the programming of the matrix with the PM. So there's certain things you're supposed to be doing in the AM that you're not supposed to be doing in the PM, and vice versa. But you don't know that because you just think that just say 1 a.m. What does AM stand for, though? What does PM stand for? Y'all got to know these things. We're governed under the clock. You got 12 hours in the AM and you got 12 hours in the PM, 24 hours. Huh? You feel what I'm saying? So understand that when you are talking about astrology, you are talking about the logging of the astros, meaning people sat by day in and day out, 360 days, 365 days a year. Logging, okay. It moved a degree. That's why we got degrees. This is why Freemasonry and all the secret society, you got degrees. This is why when you go to school, you got to get a degree. Where does that come from? Astrology. The reason why you get a degree in school is because of the degrees of the zodiac, the degrees that the planetary bodies move through in a circular motion. This is what math comes from. The circumference of a thing comes from what? The circumference of the sky and the zodiac, bro. Physicality is most definitely an illusion. This is how you know physicality is an illusion. You ready? What is the root word what is the first word you see in illusion? The word ill. What does ill mean? To get sick. Everybody in this illusion can get sick. Nobody is immune to disease. Nobody. Everybody. Nobody nobody to disease. Oh, y'all gotta go. I got 1% left. I'll talk to y'all later, bro. I got 1% left. It's about to cut off. I'll talk to y'all later. This is how you know it's an illusion, because everybody can get sick. And the root word of illusion is ill. Illmatic, Illuminati. So I'm gonna keep talking until it cut off. You feel what I'm saying? So yes, this world is an illusion, because we know we're not these physical bodies. When we leave out of this body, guess what? The spirit leaves out of this body and the illusion stays here. You can't take none of this shit with you but the memories and the experiences that you had when you were here. That's how you know this world is an illusion. Easy. Your brain stays here. Your hands, your eyes, everything stays here. But your experiences and your memories leave with you. You can't take that. That's why I say enjoy your family, enjoy your love, enjoy everything that you love to do, your peace, your joy, your tranquility. Enjoy all of the intangibles, because that's the only thing you can take with you, the intangibles. You can't take none of this physical shit with you. That's how you know it's an illusion, because you can't take it with you. If it wasn't an illusion, you'd be able to take it with you and it'll leave with your spirit, man. The only thing that leaves with your spirit, man, is the experiences that your spirit man experienced in this illusion body. Yeah, your memories are wiped if you go toward the light. If you go toward the light, you get re-looped back in here and you forget it and it becomes a past life memory. If you stay in the darkness, then the light comes to you. That's a whole nother light. You going toward the light, that's the fake light. Light attracting to you and coming to you, that's the real light. That's the light from within. You just got to be still. A lot of you don't know how to be still. Take the ST off of still and you got ill. We live in an ill world. that's why everybody on sicko mode. You feel? If you go to the false light, it'll get wiped. If you stay still and let that light shine from within, you win. Peace.